Your customers are online, and they're either ready to buy insurance or ready to learn about the best options out there. To stay competitive, you need a website and an online presence that both educates and entices prospects. If you don't have one, then you should make it a priority. 60% of consumers expect brands to provide online content about their business. So if you don't have a website, you're disappointing a majority of your prospects. But that's why we're excited to help you learn more about website design and development. Even if you use a vendor to manage your site, or even if you manage your own site, we'll teach you about best practices to help you get noticed online. Now, one of the tips you'll learn about is search engine optimization, which refers to how high your website ranks in search engine results such as Google and Bing. In this video, we'll answer the following questions. What does my website need in order to satisfy prospects' needs? How do I design a website that compels prospects to purchase my insurance or learn more about my offerings? How do I increase the likelihood of being discovered online? While there are so many features you can add to your website, there are 4 key areas you should focus on first. First, you need a memorable domain name. Whenever possible, your domain name, also known as your website URL, should be your agency name. As we mentioned in the lesson on branding, it pays to be consistent. Every interaction a prospect has with your brand name contributes to positive brand equity. So make sure it's on business cards, email signatures, insurance swag, and of course, in your domain name. 70% of businesses have a website, so it's very likely you already have a domain name. It'll probably be more distracting than helpful to change it at this point, but this is something you can discuss with your coach. In any case, if you need help creating a strong domain name, and if your agency name is already taken, try brainstorming 5 keywords that are related to your business and start with variations of those words, if possible, domain names. Try to make it unique or memorable. And lastly, don't use hyphens. It'll make it challenging advertising your site on radio or to share it at in-person networking events. Second, you want to think about how your website will be built and hosted. There are essentially 3 options for you, which have trade-offs between more time and more money. Option 1 requires the least amount of your personal time, but it requires the largest amount of money. You could hire a vendor to be in charge of the design, development, and maintenance of your site. Like with similar work with contractors, you'll be able to manage from a distance and provide feedback on the website and key milestones of the development process. Aside from price, another big drawback is that you won't be able to make small edits to your website after it's launched. If you choose this option, we recommend working with a vendor who can transition ownership of the site through a training with you or someone on your team. Option 2 requires some of your time and a much smaller budget than option 1. You can host and build your website yourself, but hire contractors to be in charge of either the design, copy, or layout. If building a website yourself sounds intimidating, don't worry. There are tools called content management systems that allow you to build a website without needing to code. Essentially, you just drag and drop different features, texts, and images into your site. And finally, option 3 requires the largest amount of your time, but uses the smallest budget. This is where you make the website completely by yourself. Many of the content management systems out there provide off-the-shelf templates that can easily customize to your business. In most cases, we recommend that you build and manage your own website. Sure, it may sound easy to contract out the work to a third-party vendor. However, what happens when you want to make changes to the site? You'll have to invest more money and time to make that happen. Having the knowledge and ownership over the project will make your life easier in the end. The third key area of the website strategy is developing a sitemap. A sitemap is a list of all the different pages you want to include in your website. While this may vary from agency to agency, we recommend having the following pages. A home page, or also known as a landing page, that communicates the basics about your business: name, relevant imagery, and your competitive advantage. The About page is another important component of your website, but is often undervalued by many businesses. According to AIS Media, it's one of the first 3 pages a consumer visits on a website. This page provides credibility in your brand, and you can use it to also show the human side of your business by sharing team photos and bios. Since you already know what an effective mission statement looks like from our branding lesson, make sure it's prominently advertised in your About page. Contact information. You can include this in your About page or on its own page, but just make sure it's easily accessible. 68% of small businesses don't have an email on the homepage. Considering that online consumers have a very short attention span, you may lose a prospect if they have to spend too much time trying to find your email or phone number. On a similar note, think about how your audience prefers to communicate and make that channel available to them if possible. If you provide a phone number, we recommend that you invest in an automated phone service system that'll more efficiently direct callers to the appropriate people and information. And finally, make sure you have a specific call to action. 70% of small business websites don't have a call to action, which means they're losing prospects all the time. The call to action is the main action that you want your prospects to complete when they're on their website. It should be very visible on the homepage and be called out with unique colors, text, or size. For agencies, you'll almost always want your call to action to be call or email for a quote. The fourth and final key area of your website strategy is search engine optimization, also known as SEO. We'll be honest here, this is a very advanced topic. There are marketers who dedicate their entire careers to only doing SEO. With that said, while we can't make you an SEO expert in this lesson, we can equip you with the knowledge to help give your website a fighting chance in search engine results. As we mentioned briefly in the beginning of the video, SEO is the process of increasing the visibility of a website in a search engine results page. One factor that affects your SEO are keywords and tags in your website. Your keywords should resemble the words you anticipate prospects will type when searching in Google or Bing. The goal is to take advantage of all the opportunities you have to incorporate keywords on your website. You can include these keywords in your URL, the navigation text of your website, in the body of your website content, or by embedding them as tags and images or metadata. Since this is an advanced topic, we've provided some support material at the end of this lesson. And as always, you can reach out to your coach if you'd like to discuss more in-depth tactics regarding SEO.